morning. It is Friday. Once again, we are back for a virtual band parade. I don't know, at this time of the year, are we now in the virtual concerts rather than the virtual band parades? Don't know. Can we change your name at this list day? I do not know. So quick shout out to everyone who's watching. There's my dogs going nuts. Brian Emerson, Roy Patterson, Joel Jackson, and Heineman. Lisa Shirley is watching. My Lisas. Roy Patterson, Victoria Sheridan, Joy Cullen, Trevor McFarlane, Stephen Stafford says, good evening, everyone. Jim Stout, hi, Val from Mandy and I in the Donaghadee. Didn't our wee country do well last night? They did. Oh, my goodness. Right, what is all going on there on the screen? They did absolutely fantastic.
I forgot to put your picture in the host screen, so when it came up, it was just the spreadsheet was showing the screen, so I had to try and get you in, and I missed.
I can see it out the corner of my eye, and I was going, what is going on over there?
Sorry, my apologies.
Gillian Douglas Ray is watching. Hopefully Jensen's there with you, Gillian. Jim Laughlin's watching. Roberta Baird and Eddie Baird are watching. Keith Walker. Jennifer McAllister says, evening from Craigie. Brian Emerson is watching. Pamela and Alan Loudon say good evening all. Jean Kerr is watching from Ballynamallard. Danielle Lewis, good evening. Hope my band tunes are in. Tonight is Roy's picks, Danielle. So we have a theme for tonight. We'll talk about that in a wee second. William Smith is watching. Davy Logan says good evening. Joan Sullivan says good evening all. Muriel Quinn is watching. Sylvia Slane is watching. Mary McKee says evening everyone. Richard McNeil is watching from Preston Pans in Scotland. David Sheridan is watching. Alistair McKellar is watching in Edinburgh. Horina and Ray say hi guys to everyone. Denise and Amy are watching from Coke, waiting on the regimental. Jim McManus says good evening all. Keith McAnini says good evening everyone. Billy Yar says good day from Australia. Billy, great to have you back again. Glad to see you joining us once again. Hopefully you are enjoying the good tunes. Robert Elder says good evening everyone. Samuel Williamson is watching as well. Adrian McIlvenna is asking what band is that on the intro. The band on the intro was Fifes and Drums, City of Belfast Fifes and Drums. Superb melody band even. Billy Thompson says Malile RBL. Not sure. Joy Collins says good evening everyone. R. McFarland is watching. Hiya Arn. Eddie Torney says here we go Sandy Row. Okay.
And we've got, just very quickly, we've got Carol with Carol and Paul Clyde are sitting comfortably, and that was on the YouTube. That message came through.
Oh, you're watching
also with Alan Knox as well.
Sorry, who?
Alan Knox.
Oh, very nice. All watching on YouTube. Lovely. Apparently it's quite good on YouTube, although you can't see all the comments, you can't see all the banter, etc. Where'd it got to? John Hewitt is watching from Liverpool. Good evening all. Looking forward to another great night of bands. Peter Bradley's in Port Glasgow. John Strawberry's in Coleraine. Morse Work is also watching. Roberta Elder is watching. Edward Fillows, Carol Porter, Margaret and Billy are watching in Port Glasgow. Lots and lots of familiar names, and we're going to get through a few more of them. So tonight is Roy's picks, and Roy has chosen the theme of pop tunes for his picks tonight. So we're going to start off.
Pop tunes is vaguely the genre.
As close to pop tunes and well-known songs as we can get. How's that?
But so the first happened in the charts at some stage throughout the last 100 years.
Most of them have. So first one up is Donna Money Flip Band. This is them at their own parade in 2019, and they are playing the ever popular Long Way to Tipperary and Pack Up Your Troubles in Your Old Kit Bag. superb start there from Dunamoney. I see China is giving off that was in the church with Vera Lynn, and of course, China, you're old enough to remember that in the church. You were at the discos then, or what were the dances in the town hall or something? Billy King's watching. Philip Mackay is watching all from Banbridge. John King is watching in Oma. Mark Anderson says, "Good evening, everyone. I'm only out of isolation, and now I have to isolate again. Send help." Oh, poor Mark, but just enjoy the time in the house. Jonathan Courtney's watching in Scotland. Evening, Jonathan. Billy McDonald is watching. He's asking how everyone is. Jane Miller is watching in Glasgow. Margaret and Billy are watching. Ken Stewart's watching. Evening, Ken. Eddie Murphy is watching. Stephen Campbell is watching from Glasgow. Samuel Williamson is a new listener. Welcome, Samuel. Hope you enjoy it. Lots of great music coming your way. Reggie Moore is watching from Newton Aycliffe in England. Lovely to have you back again, Reggie. You are a regular now. You're one of the names we recognise. Stephen McKinney is watching. He looks forward to the show every week. Carl McNaull is watching in Nottingham. Hope we have Blues and Royals. Now that will be telling, Carl. That would be absolutely telling. Keith Johnson is watching. Jonathan Holmes. Eddie Tony wonders how many Ballymena bands will be on. I'm going to let you into a wee secret. I think one. Is there more than one, Roy? I can only see one.
One.
Just the one?
One Ballymena band.
One Ballymena band. Keith is watching in Portrush. Leslie is watching in Ballywalter. Gillian says Douglas here, or Jensen is here, or a little bit. He's got his debut football match tomorrow. Oh, your debut, Jensen. You will be fantastic. Score loads of goals. What
Good
position?
luck, Jensen.
Yes. Robert Kennedy is watching. John China, boom, boom. Danielle Lewis is watching from Northern Ireland. Gavin Hazlitt is watching from the miserable frontier. Stephen Owen is watching. Robert Lee says Blood and Thunder all night. Well, we're not going to do Blood and Thunder all night, but we are going to do some bits of Blood and Thunder 3 the way we always do. We try to get a nice mix in the show. Not too much of one genre or another, because as we discussed last week, everybody has different tastes.
And add to that, at the end of last week's show, whenever we were discussing about me doing the picks tonight, Valerie showed me 2 big blackthorn sticks and said if I put Blood and Thunder on all night, she would come down to Ballymena and put them sideways where the sun don't shine.
That's right,
so that's the reason why there's no blood, the threat of violence, and that was it.
That's totally it. But regardless of what genre you love, you're going to love the next one. It is ABBA. Who doesn't love a bit of ABBA, for goodness sake? This is the Hunter Moore Memorial Flute Band playing at the Belfast Tattoo in 2014, and they are playing their ABBA mix. Going to be wonderful. How brilliant was that? If you weren't bobbing in your seat, or at the very least tapping your foot, just check your pulse, because I think you might be dead. My goodness, that was brilliant. Tad Adamson is watching from Banbridge. Richard Sterrett from Birmingham. June Kramer says hello from Glenavely. Michelle Knight McCullen is watching. Good evening, Michelle. Rebecca Marks and Jordan are both watching. Harry MacArthur is watching in Glasgow. Irvine wants to know, can I say hello to my friend Carl Porter? I can indeed. Davy Stumble says, just having a drink or two with Churchy. Good for you. Roy Patterson is looking for Penny Arcade. I think, actually, having run my eye down through the list, Roy has avoided it, thankfully, because it just, it's played out. Like, it's just, oh my goodness, I hate to hear it.
I am still looking for a particular version of Penny Arcade. If I can get the full clip of it, then it will be included in my pick sometime, because it's Cookstown Sons of Williams, and I still think it is the best version played by a band.
Somewhere.
But I've seen half a clip and 3/4 of a clip, but I haven't got a full clip of it yet.
Keith Allenson is watching. Victoria Sheridan says, excellent, I'm loving the pop tune theme. David Perry's watching. Jim Elliott is watching from Temple. Victoria Sheridan says, any Neil Diamond tonight? Oh, I don't know. I'll have to have a wee look. Billy Yar says, hi, hello, Glenn. And he is also watching with wee Sammy. Ulsterfirst Flute, The Gambler is a cert for tonight's theme. I think that's maybe actually one you've missed, Roy. Oh, my goodness.
I've not missed it. It's been played on the show before, so I didn't play it.
Yes, it has. David Hoey is watching. Trevor Lennon's watching. Brian Goodies is watching. He says, good evening, folks. Hi, Valerie and the crew. Two good friends from Liverpool. Joan and Don Sullivan are asking for weeks for Rath Vets accordion from Liverpool. I will do my best. It's my picks tomorrow night, Brian. So Lisa is watching, and hopefully we'll make a wee note of that there so that I remember to include it tomorrow night, because my head's like a okay. So then Eddie Kyle Thompson is watching down there in Bushmills. Lovely to have you aboard. Stephen McKinney says, absolutely brilliant band. Chris Elliott is watching. Paula Smart says, absolutely brilliant. Peter Ferguson says, not long in from work. Hello from Newcastle, Australia. Brilliant to have you on board, Peter. Nothing like a few good tunes and a bit of culture and entertainment to settle in and relax before bed. Thanks for putting the show together. Always enjoy it. We are so glad you enjoy it, Peter. Hopefully it makes you feel as if you're back here along with us. James Nelson is watching. Ronnie McBreen is watching from Irvine in Scotland. Mary Irvine is watching. She says, evening. Hope you and Roy are well. We are. Well, I am. How are you, Roy? Are you good?
I'm grand. I'm grand. Just getting the next video ready. So sorry.
James Nelson's watching in Enniskillen. Eddie Tony says East Belfast play pop tunes. Let me tell you, we're going to have one night without East Belfast Brothers and Boys. One night at the very least. We might even have two. I don't know. China says get Ballyhalbert and shut Eddie. Brian Cairns is watching in Govan. Leslie is watching from West Scotland. Derek Young's watching. Mary Irvine said that my threat to you sounded extremely painful, though I did notice my sister putting a wee comment on there saying I could have threatened to sing to you and that would have been even worse. Roy Fisher wants to know, how can I miss the start of all this? Too busy working. Hello all. Roy, tut. You should have your alarm clock set every Friday and Saturday. Robert Wilkinson says, hello, folks. Gillian said that Jensen is a hacker hatchet man. He's like a wee terrier tackling everything. We tip, Jensen, only tackle the other team, okay? Don't tackle your own team, whatever you do. William says, hi, folks. Very wet in Portland. Eddie was loving the ABBA, as was Victoria. She said, loving it already. Sounds great. Sheila Gallagher is watching from Portrush, I take it. Mark Anderson thought that the ABBA there was fantastic, what our marching bands is all about. Billy Unsworth is watching, as is Sylvia Armstrong. Ian Freeburn and Vivian are watching from Waringstown. Samuel Williams says no social distancing there. Well, in 2014, Samuel, there was no need for social distancing. Now, we have a special clip for a gentleman tonight who does a lot of slagging at me. And a lot of slagging at Roy, so we thought we would manage to get our revenge in some small way. You know what we're like. Can't let anything lie. So, Mr. Monaghan, Trevor Monaghan, I hope you're watching, because this is a little clip of you playing the lambeg, only on a bass drum. What are you at? fair fares, Trevor, fair fares. You slag us, so, you have to take it back again.
It's amazing what we can find, Trevor.
I have to say, if Matthew Warwick saw you blattering the ends off that bass drum for the core drums, he would be clipping your ears off you, boy, that's for sure. Philip Miller is watching. Penny Johnson was saying that if a bagpipe joined along with Hunter Moore there in the ABBA mix, she would cry her eyes out. Is that either from good or from bad, Penny? I'm not too sure. Eddie Martin is watching from Steel End in Fife in Scotland. Davy Logan thought it was class. Michelle Knight McCullough says, oh no, not ABBA. I know I'm in the minority, but I just can't tolerate ABBA. Great band though, forced myself to listen. The band made it. Michelle, that's what it was. William Mark Gibson said some good nights in their hall. Yes, I believe they can party quite well. Robert Abercrombie is watching from Glasgow, Scotland. Yoko Patrick's watching. Jim Elliott is watching. Leslie Anderson. Jim McManus wants to know, is Led Zeppelin next? Well, no. Led Zeppelin are not next. But do you know who he is? Can't have a show about pop tunes without having a little bit of Queen in them. So this is Don't Stop Me Now. I don't know what accordion orchestra this is. It's just accordion rock orchestration. Is it from here, Roy? Is it German or?
You just have to watch and see, wouldn't you?
Ooh. Right. Absolutely great pick, and I've seen that before, and it was brilliant. I loved it, and I love it on this here. Can't be cool.
But for all the ones who say I've lost the plot, if I'm having to play accordions, I want the accordions with a bit of life and oomph in them. And
well spotted, Penny. We better Ruslan and Ludmilla in the middle of that as well. Absolutely superb. Loving that. Trevor Lennon said it was Brill. Robert Williamson is watching from Cookstown. Mary Irvine says, well, my granddaughter hears you on a Friday night. She says, Nan, there's that famous woman who gave me a shout out. Oh, God love her. Hello, Mary's granddaughter. Can't remember your name. Sorry. Gordon Hutchins is watching from Owet, Manchester. Caesar's dad is watching from Lisburn. You will have been pleased with the result last night, Graham, won't you? Lisa says that in her opinion, Black Skull play the best version of Penny Arcade. Jonathan Button says, get the Cookstown Sons of William on Mighty Band. Robert Abercrombie says hello from Girvine. Leslie Anderson is watching from Stevenston and Ayrshire. Tad Adamson says that if it's my picks tomorrow night, there'll be loads of the sash. No. Brian Goody says, missing a week for East Belfast bands. How dare you? Now, I just said one East Belfast band. I didn't say them all. Let's see. Where are we going down through? Kenny Dummigan's watching from Larne, the home of Dummigan's accordion. Stephen Dummigan wants to know, could I give a big shout out to the Rathcoole Billy Boys? Yo! John Hawthorne says, hi all. Archie Lilly says, a wee mention to the Alex Allen Memorial Flip Band. Will indeed. Great band.
Is the Rathcoole Billy Boys, is that the band you put off the road the other week?
Was that it?
Yes, the Billy Boys.
You are an exalted company, if I did. Billy Yar says he still has my wee lamb bag my granda bought for my old friends from Crumlin. Will remember. Wonderful. Johnny Walker's watching. Clive Highlands is watching. Denise Gordon loved the accordions. Absolutely. Rocking on there. Brilliant. Victoria will be dancing around the living room soon at this rate. Oh my goodness. Ryan McGuinness wants to know any bands from Limavady. Not sure. Let me see. Brown Girl in the Ring. There's one. That's one that I always think of, China. I have to say, absolutely brilliant. Robert Lee says, boy, I was way off base when I thought Roy would have loads of Blood and Thunder for his pick. He's officially lost the plot with these. Absolutely brilliant. Keith McCormick says, what are they smoking? I don't know, but I want a wee taste of whatever your doll was. I mean, she was just losing the plot there. Absolutely crazy. Amy Pud Finlay says, can you give a wee shout out to the Govan Proddy Boys in Glasgow, please? Absolutely. Brian Goody says, seem to remember your owl band playing ABBA. Brilliant. Davy Pritchard says, brilliant, considering they are playing accordions. My goodness. Oh my goodness. Now, let's go for a little bit of more traditional marching bands. This is Ballymochan, Purple Guards. My head went blank there. I was going to say Purple Defenders, and I thought, no, that's not right.
Purple Guards.
I think I need a drink. So they are playing the ever popular country and western song. It's a Working Man I Am. into Daddy's uniform, didn't it? But the start tune was definitely Working Man, so that's
that's why it fit it in tonight. I can't get everything perfect.
No, I was happy enough with it. I just happened to notice. When
Eddie
you know,
Cherney, yeah.
Wouldn't you know? Complaining. My goodness.
It's good. I don't mind complaints coming, because the more the complaints come, the further down the list Ballyhobbit goes. So it doesn't bother me.
Do you hear that?
They're sitting about 1,000 at the minute, so that's going to put it now to about 1,100. I'm joking, Eddie.
I love the Gert. Cert to be on. Eddie, the game's no straight. Well, I haven't even tomorrow night's list made up, so don't put ideas into my head, China. Hans Johnson says the best accordion version of Penny Arcade has to be Ardara, and it's on their CD. Bobby Spence wants me to give a shout out to Pride of Ardoyne Flip Band. There you go, yo! Peter Ferguson says some sensational marching bands so far. Great picks. Speaking of Penny Arcade, seem to remember Drums and Roses did a cracking instrumental version a number of years ago. I haven't seen that one, but I'll have to check it out. Shania Simple and Davy Simple are both very pleased with your picking of Ballymochan, Roy. They say it's the best band in the land, or the best band in South Londonderry. William Adams has joined. Danielle Lewis is wanting to shout out to Ballynahinch Protestant Boys. Yo, I don't know what to do. He asked me to do this kind of stuff. Van says, folks, watch it every weekend. Unreal, first time to add a comment. Thanks for the work you do putting this together for everyone. Rick, thank you for commenting. That's exactly what it's all about. Get involved. Tell us when you hate stuff and you love stuff. We're thick-skinned. We don't care. Davey Hagan joined. Rocky Spence says, keep her lit. Good. Give a shout out to the good FPB. I'm taking that. You mean Shankle Proddy Boys. Anne Hyman says, Ronnie says, say a big happy birthday to William Adams for tomorrow. Is it your birthday tomorrow, Mr. Adams? Oh my goodness, I'm going to have to make a wee note of that there. As always, let me know your birthdays coming up, or birthdays just passed, or birthdays today, and we'll include them all in our birthday shout out later on through the show. And of course, we do have a new quiz tonight from Lisa as well. I can't wait for that there. It's on Melody Flip Band, so all of you Melody wizards who think that you know your melody bands, make sure and listen in. Okay, so let's go to our next band. So this is, this will be good, Central Band of the Royal Air Force, and they are playing, this was a brilliant TV series. I can just about remember. I watched it more in the repeats, I have to say, because I'm too old for the original.
Valerie, I seen you in episodes of it, you're a grandmother in it, so shush.
Right. This is the RAF Central Band playing The Professionals. I was waiting to see people sliding over the front of the bonnets of cars there and jumping in with guns and everything. I'm saying nothing more about that. That could put me down a very dangerous avenue, so we'll not talk any more about that at all, will we? So, let's see. China says it could name a few bands that should be pop bands. Well, funny you were saying that, because I was actually thinking about some of the bands that have the Spice Boys in them. You know, the ones that straighten their short hair and they go for their tans and all that kind of stuff. And men used to be men in my day. They weren't worrying about their straighteners and all that kind of stuff. Dear. Denniston Rangers flip band, always there to support the people, said Ian Morrison. Rocky Spence says Orange Men of Crossmaglen play that. I don't think that was ever in the church. I haven't said that. Shania Semple says give a shout out to Gertrude Starr. I will surely. Brian Goody says Rathvex, please. And by the way, Lord Carson Accordion are the best at Penny Arcade. Rocky Spence says give a big shout out to my wife Kerry. Hiya, Kerry. Hopefully you're keeping well. And Roy Fisher says, yes, Bobby, come on, the pride of our joy. Valerie, when are we getting a clip of my old band? Lisa, would you please make a wee note that we'll include Pride of Our Joy tomorrow night? How's that? That please keep everyone happy. Few of you loving the RAF band there playing the professionals. Now, let's go to something more homegrown. This is Clocker Protestant Boys at East Belfast Parade in 2018, but they're playing their mashup of two tunes, Black Beauty and Over the Rainbow, and they just call it the Black Rainbow. Enjoy this one. Over the Rainbow. So for the Rainbow not at the end of that normally? Okay. Well, Black Beauty. I remember watching it when I was a wee kid, sitting on the rug in front of the TV. Was it Sunday night? It was Saturday afternoons, wasn't it?
Right.
Saturday afternoons before my dad came in and demanded.
I was muted, so it cut by accident there, folks. So.
Oh, okay. I remember Black Beauty on, was it Saturday afternoons before my dad came in and then demanded to get turned on over the TV to watch the poll results. Do you remember all that? Southampton Rovers 2. I can't think of any other names.
4-5-5-4.
Flip band. It only took 40 minutes. Robert, what on earth have you been listening to? Goodness, we've had Ballymock, we've had Donamoney, we've had Hunter Moore, we have had Clocker, and now we are going to have Ballymena Young Conkers. I love this. I absolutely love it. I'm almost sure we have played this before on the show, but I love it, and I'm so glad to see it on the list again tonight. This is Ballymena Young Conkers, as I said, playing Soldier Soldier.
Brilliant. Absolutely loved it. And so did a few of you. Jonathan Bunting there says, fantastic. That's real music. David Sheridan says, yes, it's been on before, but it's great to hear it again. Victoria Sheridan says, fantastic picks tonight. Ken Stewart says, excellent. Remembering Lee, of course, Lee, who was conductor and also played with Ballymena Young Conquerors for a long, long time. And also many accordion bands, multi-talented, the guy. China says, Pirates of the East, not a pop tune. Eddie, get us on yet. God loves a trier, China. God loves a trier. Penny says it's one of those tunes you never tire listening to. You're right. I could listen to that over and over again. Alan Holmes says it's, you can't beat Ravenhill Temperance playing Soldier, Soldier. I'll have to be listening to that. Now, there was a wee comment on there earlier on I wanted to pick up. China says you could play The Great Escape. I was number 1 in 1961. Now, is that Jerry Kelly's favourite tune? Where are we going to go next? We're going to go to a strange one. I'm going to let Roy introduce this one himself.
So, when I was looking for flute bands and pop music and everything else, I happened to come across this. It's not a band, so I've picked it purely for it's a single flute, but purely for the playing quality of this. And I just knew there's quite a few music aficionados in the group, so I just thought would have something completely left field. And somebody said the men in the white coat were coming for me. I think after they hear this, they will definitely come get me. I'm not going to say what it is or the gat. I'll just play the video and see what your thoughts are.
Some are coming for you with the white coats. Some love it. It goes to show everybody has completely different tastes. Now, there's one person who I know whose taste you will absolutely choose or please with the next clip up. Carl McNall, I hope you are sitting comfortably. You have made a request from Roy and he has delivered. This is the Blues and Royals Flip Band Sydenham. Kind of breaking our theme a little bit of pop tunes, but we'll let them away with it. This is them playing at the Centenary Parade in 2019, and they are playing Fields of Ulster, which, to be quite honest, my favourite pop star Wally Rock sang anyway, so it counts for me. Superb there, Carl. I hope you are very pleased with that clip, especially for you. A few comments coming in here, just get through them. Linda Healy said it was, or Nearly said it was nice to see herself in Ballymena Young Cockers. You are nearly as bad as Joshua, Linda. Linda, how many uniforms have you got? Alistair Annette says, hi, Valerie. I know it might be late. Would you have a video of the Sons of Ulster Glasgow? Another great night of our good music and culture. It's a bit late for tonight's show, Alistair, but we'll absolutely include a clip tomorrow night because I absolutely love them as a band. David Simple wants to know, have you any Tobermore loyal flip band? If we can get a clip of them, Davy, we'll definitely play them. No problem with that there. I think a while back we did an older clip of the opening of the Arch. I think they were in that, but I don't remember seeing any other since that there. Peter Minnis loved Let It Go. Eddie Torney said the snow was nice. We have a proposal in our hands. China said it was such a good tune that he nearly proposed to Eddie. Oh, isn't that lovely? David Perry didn't like it. Robert Lee says he's coming. He says the men in white coats over there in 3 minutes, not 20 minutes. Roy. Davy Logan says his daughter loves this Let It Go. Scott Clark was sitting casually belting it out. Jonathan Courtney wants her signed up for a band, and China is suggesting that he'll take her free Belfast Protestant boys. She can tie her hair up. Denise Gordon loved it. Roy, she says, I'm actually impressed with your choices tonight. Carl Clyde also loved it. She said it was fantastic. Peter Minnis wants a tune from the Six County Flip Band. We can't do it tonight, Peter, because the program's already sort of like lined up, but I'll include a clip from them tomorrow night for you. Carl Porter says she loves it. Dave is singing to it, says Victoria. William McDowell says, beautiful, good pick there, Roy. China wants to know, is it a flute or a lute? Joshua Morris. We haven't heard from Joshua this evening. He must be absent. He's AWOL.
Yeah, he's missing in action.
Missing in action. Yvonne Johnson says, Brill playing in this one. Alistair Annette says, good choice. Oh, well done. Irene Miller's watching. Hiya, Irene, hope you're still there. And Penny said, you have just increased your fan club to include all the under-8 girls. Trevor Lennon, fingerless gloves. Funny, that's what I was sitting thinking whenever I was watching it. She could do me a set of fingerless gloves the way that everybody has at the Burn in London parade. Keith Allison says, great bit of flitting. Dan Trainer wants a bit of Ballyquin. I'll get those on for you tomorrow night, Dan. Kelly Dummigan thought it was brilliant. Ryan McGuinness, Drumderg, Matchstick Men. There's one we didn't think of, Roy, for the list.
It's all right saying all these names, but the videographers don't put the titles in the clips, and then like I spent hours looking through clips just trying to pick.
It's hard to find them, but like the thing about it is they're all great ideas, and we can maybe have another night with all of these on them sometime again. Ian Morrison said good stuff. William I am Doherty saying Bally Blues and Royals playing the Can Bad Manners to the hip with it. Linda says she has just 4 uniforms. You're doing well. Nicola Ravers joined us. Nicola, you are late. What is going on, madam? And Hans Johnson says, well picked, that lassie was brilliant. Well, for all of you who were singing to Let It Go, I have absolutely no doubt that you're going to be singing to the next one. It is that famous country hit. Who sang it? Was it Kenny Rogers sang it? No, it wasn't Kenny Rogers. Can't remember who sang it. Country Roads. I'm sure you all know that one. And this time it's played by the Everton Road Protestant Boys. And in this clip, they're at the Shankill Star Battle of the Bands final in 2012. Let me hear you singing. Of you saying there about the balance of the music, I think it's actually because of where the camera is sitting, and they seem to have the drums over to one side and then the flutes away over to another section of the room, which is a weird setup to have. But anyway, excuse me. Billy McDonald wants someone to say of Belfast 5 some drums tomorrow night. Can do that for you. Yvonne Johnson says that John Denver sang Country Roads. Thank you to Yvonne, to David, to Scott, to Edward, all of you guys who told me it was John Denver. Quite right, you were. Anne Louise Laughlin says, some Portaferry accordion for Jackie Robinson, the Waits edged her. I think we played Portaferry a couple of weeks ago. Now, it's not my fault if you weren't watching in the night your band was played. But we'll see what we can do. Susan Sweeney is watching from Liverpool. Davy Logan says he can remember hearing that in the Bentley and the place was going crazy. Carl Barr has joined us. And Alistair Annette was just saying about the drummers drowning out the flutes. I think it's just the way that they were set up that evening. Now, another very weird accordion one. So I'm looking to see this one because I haven't seen this clip before. I don't think. I'll know it better whenever it comes up onto the screen. It is what is it you called him? Ed Sheeran, who sang this next pop tune. It was that. I think it was really, really popular for a while. That's Someone You Loved. And it's an accordion cover. I'm intrigued, Roy. I am intrigued. Have I finally converted you, do you think?
No.
Extremely talented there, and I just wish I had all of his accordions. That would keep me happy. Eddie Tony says all accordion ones are weird. I don't know about that now. I don't know about that. Samuel Dixon is watching. Sammy is confusing me completely because he has so many profiles. I just cannot keep up with it any longer. I got another profile request or friend request this week from a different profile. I don't know. I think he's dodging all these women he's picking up with the dogs. The dogs are the best baby magnet ever. If you want to pick up chicks, get dogs. Mark Freeman says any Market Hill bands soon. I'm not sure if there's any on tonight, Mark, but I will certainly try and throw one in for you tomorrow night. No problem with that. David Perry says, haha, up the toy, big lad. David, we'll get on a wee bit of toy for you tomorrow night as well. Kenny Dummigan wants to know, any Dummigan's accordion? Yes, I'm sure I can manage that as well. I hope, Lisa, you're busy writing these ones all down. Gordon Corbett's watching. Hello from a wet and blowy Thornton near Crosby and England. Glad you're enjoying the books there, Gordon.
Quick question, Valerie.
Yes.
How long are you expecting the show to be tomorrow night?
Yeah, it's getting very long, isn't it? I'm not going to have to pick any for myself. It's brilliant. Thank you to Shirley and Erica and Scott and all the ones who corrected me to tell me that it is in fact Lewis Capaldi. I don't watch I don't even listen to it. When I'm in my car, it's usually Jimmy Shand or Bill Johnson or someone like that. They're great accordion players on. It's not pop tunes by any means. Valerie, we all know you're talented enough to play that on your accordion. I could, but it's just sitting down and recording all those parts. It just seems like too much like hard work. If you're looking at Ed Sheeran, then get Rachel Tom on drumming to Galway Girl. It's class. Come on, Val, Rathvets, Raven, Lord Carson, Black Skull, Glasgow. Don't ask for much. So is that my list for tomorrow night then? Yvonne Johnson says, wonder what accordion band will be first to play that. Now, that would be good. Peter Minnis says, hope you can play a few tunes of Portadown Fenders and Old Boys together tomorrow evening. Can't believe how good this app is. Brilliant. Well done. Lewis, yes, Ken corrected me as well. Any old Portavogie clips. Aaron Cranston is watching from a lockdown Toronto. Need the bands to keep up the spirits. Oh, he's locked down again. Do you know something, Aaron? I can see it coming here. Really can. Keir Williams is watching from or listening from Aberdeen. And Joy Cullen says, a wee tune from Ballinran tomorrow night just for China. Do you want them wrecking the house? Huh? Now, what we've got coming up for you next is a quiz from Lisa. Okay, so all you melody band aficionados out there, or all the rest of us, let's have a wee go at trying to guess these accordion bands. So we're going to play you a wee short clip. Okay, it's not very long. Guess who it is. So we have got, let me see, we've got 5 bands. Okay, so we will have 5 answers. Okay, so remember, number them 1 to 5. Okay, just a wee bit of fun. Don't cheat, all right? Let's see who can get all 5. Trevor Williams says, having a debate here, do you have to switch an accordion on? Generally, no. They're generally acoustic, but you can get electronic ones as well. Do you have to switch it? Alistair wants to know, we'll be doing a special show for Remembrance Weekend if all parades are cancelled. We have been talking actually about a show for Remembrance Weekend. We're just trying to scramble ideas as to what we could do for it. Okay, so first clip, Roy, for tonight. What melody band is this one? Come on now, I know there's a load of you like them. Ooh, wee short clip there, Lisa. You are not making it easy for them at all. So who was that melody band? Who are we guessing? Yvonne's guessing Mourne Young Defenders. Come on now, there's loads of melody bands out there. Who all are you guessing? Don't forget the Scottish and English ones as well. Not many guessing tonight. Not many guessing tonight. Hans is saying MYD, David's saying OPB, All My Protestant Boys, Neil's Shankill Road Defenders, Eddie Twinner's saying Black Skull, Trevor Monaghan's saying The Regimental, Jonathan Bunter's Miller, I Am Dougherty's William King, John China says The Gert, David Perry's MYD, Scott Clark's Pride of the Raven, Alistair McKellar's Black Skull. Why was it different coloured accordions? Buttons in that guy's accordion. I'll explain that in a minute. It's Trevor Lennon's City of Belfast, Alistair Nett's Sons of William Cookstown, Alex Williams Raven, Lyndon Neely's Sons of William Cookstown. Right, we'll go on to the next clip while you are all putting these all in. Timmy Taylor, Pride of the Raven, Jonah Adams, My D. clip number 2. I'm going to be really, really honest and say that if I didn't know the answers, I would probably stuck for one or I could narrow it down to 1 or 2. But I don't think I could get the right one, I have to say. Yvonne says that was the Regimental Band. Pride of the Raven says Peter. Karen McAneny says Miller. Linda Neely says Only Protestant Boys. Eddie was the Raven. Anne Louise says William King. David Sheridan's MYD. Mark Anderson is Cookstown. Roy Patterson, the Regimental. Trevor is the Regimental. Alistair McKellar is the Miller. I Am Doggett is the Regimental. Scott Clark is OPB. David Perry is Pride of the Raven. China says Ballymac Defenders. Neil is guessing the Regimental, and Adrian is Cookstown. Joey Cullen is Regimental. Gordon Hotchkiss Cookstown, as is Hans. Alistair Netz is the Regimental. Okay, Denise is the Regimental. Let us go on with clip number 3. That wasn't much of a clip. Lisa, you're going to have to make these clips longer. Just a wee glimpse of that and no more. So who do we all think clip number 3 was? Just checking here. Cookstown. Miller. Remember, put your number in front of it so we know which one you're guessing. Yeah, Regimental, UVF. Pride of the Raven, Shankill Defenders, William King, Miller, UVF, Shankill Road Defenders, Ballyhalbert. I'm going to give you a clue. I don't think anyone as yet. For 3.
They would have all been 3 because they just finished listening to. Unless my Facebook is frozen.
Ooh, lots of guesses coming through there. Newton Arts, Melody, Miller Memorial, Cookstown. Oh my goodness. Right, let's go to clip number 4. Lisa, you're going to have to make these longer the next time because it's too hard when they're very short. Here is our next melody band. Number 4. Remember, put your 4 in front of the answer so we know which one you're answering. Okay? Another wee short clip. This is a tough one. I have to say this is harder than the accordion one that Lisa put together. Denise thinks Oma Protestant Boys. Alex Williams thinks Imperial. Shirley Bradshaw thinks East Belfast Protestant Boys. Eddie says the Miller. Neil says Cookstown Sons of William. Ian is Ballinran. Scott Clark is Black Skull. Jonathan Bunting is William King. Davy Logan is Fountain. I'm guessing you mean William King. Trevor Monaghan is Ballinran. China is William King. Brian Goody is Shankill Road Defenders. Karen McInerney is number 4, Sons of William. Linda Neely says, brilliant band, whoever it is. Oma Protestant Boys. Scott Clark, William King. Mark Freeborn, MYD. Peter says William King. Alistair's Cookstown. David is MYD. Anne Louise is Ballymacarrat. David Sheridan is William King. Mark Anderson is Miller. Alistair is Black Skull Glasgow. So while the rest of the comments are coming in for number 4, let us have a little listen to clip number 5, your final melody band. We short one again. Not making these easy for you at all. She is making them as difficult as they could be. I have to admit, hands up, I would be lost this evening. Absolutely.
I got one.
You got one of them.
One.
Alistair McKellar thinks it's William King. Trevor Monaghan thinks it's Moore. Hans Johnson Ballinran. Neil Glass is the Raven. Eddie Chorneys is Belfast. Linda Neely's Ballinran. I am Doherty is Lisburn Young Defenders. Brian is the Raven. Davy Logan is Regimental. Roy Patterson Black Skull. Adrian McElvena Pride of the Raven. David Perry Raven. Joy Cullen Money's Lane. David Sheridan Raven. Okay, Roy, we're going to want to play the clips again and then say who the tunes were. Okay, so get your final answers in. Scott Clark says Lesbian Younger Flanders. No, they weren't playing in any of the clips. Karen McEnany says the Imperial. Okay, I'll give you a few seconds because I have a wee delay waiting on what you're writing. Pride of the Raven. Okay, that's nearly all our clips in. So let's go back to the first one, Roy, and have a listen to it again. So let's see. Remember who you all said. Who did we all think that was? Now, if you said anyone other than Omagh Protestant Boys, then you would have been wrong. So if you said Omagh Protestant Boys for number one, then give yourself a wee point. Okay? So let's go for number two. Another great clip. And Carl is totally right. She says there was such a variety of possibilities and suggestions coming through there in the guesses that it would be, it does show how high the standard is and how alike they all sound. So for clip number two, if you guessed Cookstown Sons of William, give yourself a point. Clip number three, please, Roy. Clip number three, and that would have been the City of Belfast, Fifes and Drums. I think there was only one person suggested it, and it wasn't for this tune. Do you know what would be really embarrassing? If you're in a melody band and your own melody band was one of the clips and you got it wrong. That'd be terrible. Who's going to admit to that? Now, clip number four, let's have a listen. How's that for tough? Superb, absolutely superb. They are all really high standards and it's really difficult to tell them all apart. I think the only way you'll be able to tell them apart is either by, like the piccolo playing or the sound of the drum. But for that one, if you guessed the Imperial Corps of Drums from Liverpool, give yourself a point. Clip number 5, Roy. This is the last clip. Really, really difficult quiz this week, Lisa. Really well done and great put together. Thank you for doing that. I really enjoy these to see how many people are guessing right and what we're getting. So clip number 5 was of Miller Memorial. So who did well and who didn't? Be interesting to see. Let us all know your scores there on the comments and tell us how many out of 5 you got. Just for curiosity, if you don't want to tell us the truth, you're really cheating yourself. Like, it's not a big deal. I will freely admit to not having a clue. I was able to pin them kind of down to roughly, but you know, I couldn't have said exactly, and I definitely wouldn't have been right. That's for sure. Now, a little bit of Roy's, while we're getting all the answers in, a little bit of Roy's weird ones. This is a rock pipe band from Moscow. Do you know what I have to say? When Roy steps outside the genre of Blood and Thunder, his picking's not too bad at times. I have to say that. Well done, Roy. Absolutely brilliant. Now, let's see. Billy McDonald says you got not one right. Don't worry about it, Billy. I don't think I would have got any right either. I was guessing, you know, for each band, I was guessing, well, it could either be or it's. And I couldn't say for sure. Absolutely not. Hans Johnson got 1. Roy Patterson got none. Davey got none. Eddie Torney got 1. Trevor Monaghan got 0. He hates this game.
The only reason I got 1 is because I was looking at clips for today's show, and the little cough at the start of the Miller Memorial one, because I thought it was Lisa's cough.
Ah, so you weren't really even going to be the band. You were going to be the cough.
I went for the cough.
Billy McMenemy says he got his own band. Aren't you lucky, Billy? Because if you hadn't got that, that would have been really embarrassing. China got 1. David Sheridan got 1. Mark Anderson got 1. Alistair got none. Neil got none. Penny Johnson says she got 6. I think me telling a few lies there, Penny. Yvonne Johnson says, I really need to get back over to NA. Jonathan Bunton got none. David Perry got none. He says he's going to stick to the Blood and Thunder. Stuart Bradstraw says if number 4 had been East Belfast, he'd have won. Karen McInerney says she got them all, but not in the right order. Jean Kerr hadn't a clue. Lyndon Neely was the same. She got all the right bands, but the wrong order, so none. Keith McCormick was none. Roy Fisher says, I sucked 0 out of 5. China got Ballyhalbert. Ballyhalbert weren't one of them, you idiot. Ken Stewart says he didn't get one right, which says a lot about the incredibly high standard we have. Do you know, Ken, it's totally right. I mean, when you listen, it was so difficult to tell those bands apart, and you couldn't have said that one was any better standard than the other. I mean, it was just, we just don't appreciate them enough. So quite a few loving his pipe band. John China says we should do a night for kick bands that sound close. I think Lisa has said there that she is going to do Blood and Thunder next week, so we'll have to have a chance at the Blood and Thunder. Are you going to do like jiggy Blood and Thunder and then like modern Blood and Thunder and then trad Blood and Thunder, Lisa? Because that would be interesting. Reggie got 2. Well done, Reggie. I think you've got the most out of anybody, and you definitely would have beaten me. China says they were all whack. That's because they all weren't East Belfast Protestant boys. So let's have a bit of wonderful, soothing, calming music now from Motherwell Old Comrades, playing that famous Beatles song, Yesterday. Superb. Beautiful acoustics there and dynamics. Oh, just excellent. Davy Logan said, which I didn't know, did you know this, Roy, that today would have been John Lennon's birthday? There you go. He said it was really good picking.
No, I didn't know that.
As China said, and funny, I've never liked John Lennon for this very reason. He actually met up with the IRA and offered to sing at a fundraising concert for them after Bloody Sunday. And the one thing I can say, Terry Hooley, who is considered the godfather of punk in Ulster, got into a punch up with him over the heads of it. He discovered the undertones, but nah, you don't, But then again, look at Bon Jovi.
John Bon Jovi. Bon Jovi.
Bon Jovi. Like, I mean, really? Americans haven't a clue. Not a clue.
And this going on that theme, the next tune I nearly didn't put in.
Oh.
because of all that flabber. But I thought it's such a good band.
Well, the next tune is U2's With or Without You. Now, while we're listening to this tune, remember and send us in all your birthday requests because we're going to do birthdays after this one. But I have to say, U2 is, again, a band that I couldn't like, to be honest. But Mark Anderson says, Val, you were out your seat there and then you just appeared on the screen.
Yeah, it's for some reason, the new software, or not the updated software, if I've got the next video up on screen, on full screen, it freezes you. So you've been out, whenever you got out your seat, to disappear. And see, people don't believe me that you disappear in between tunes. And then, whenever you came back, it hadn't updated. So then I realised it hadn't frozen. So I put you back on the screen.
Let's go to the fridge. Right, so send your birthdays in now for the birthdays, which we're going to do after this clip. This next clip is U2 With or Without You. U2's a band that I could never really get into because of their beliefs, and then whenever Bono started with his whole Good Friday and, and all that crap. So, this is William King playing With or Without You at Shankill Road Defenders Melody Contest. Still a great arrangement. Excellent arrangement there. Absolutely brilliant. David Perry says Bananarama are the same IRA lovers. Victoria said the standard of playing was amazing in that there. Danielle wants to know what's happening tomorrow night. Tomorrow night, it's my choices, Danielle, but what I'll probably do is there's lots of we'll ask the bands tonight, so I'll probably just go through.
Rephrase that. It's not your choices tomorrow night. It's your people pleaser tomorrow night. Your crowd pleaser tomorrow night.
China says the only stars that enter my shop is Platoon and Lisa. Oh, what about me? I don't count. So it's been ages since I've been in your shop. I suppose Stephen Nolan was in your shop. That's your star there. Billy McDonald wants to know to explain about the colour buttons. Right. The buttons, ones like that there, Billy, are called chromatic accordions. So you know the way on a piano keyboard you'd have white big buttons and then like 2 and 3 and 2 and 3 and 2 and 3 black buttons for the flats and the sharps, right? So the chromatic accordion is kind of the same. So the white buttons would generally be the natural notes, and I think do you know, someone would have to get me 5 white to be 100% certain of that. But basically, what happens is each one of those buttons is a different semitone on the accordion, right? So whenever you are playing a scale on the piano key, your fingering has to be different for every single scale. So you're fingering for the octave of C, and the scale of C is completely different to the octave of D, which is completely different to E. However, some people consider the chromatic easier because regardless of what scale you're playing, your fingering is exactly the same. Okay, but I taught myself, so therefore I don't really work with scales. I just go wherever I know the easiest note is. The other thing about it is that the notes are repeated. So you've got your main key. You could play a 5-row just in the 3 outside row, but then you've got 2 of them which are repeats of those buttons, but just, to make it easier for chords and things like that there. So I'm almost sure, and I say I would need to get the chromatic out to be 100% certain on it, but I think it's the same idea as a piano keyboard where the whites are your natural notes and your blacks are your sharps and flats. I'm going to have to, could I get my accordion out while the next tune is playing? Don't know. Don't think so. But not really last that long. It's a happy birthday. Right. So let's see where we're going. So one very important birthday that I have to get out of the way first, or else my life will not be worth living, is to my sister.
Happy birthday, Shirley. You've frozen.
Happy birthday, Curly. We would have been all lost without you during this whole lockdown and all that sort of stuff. Shirley is she works in mental health. She's my go-to medical. She's been doing shopping for us. She has ruined my son because she is like the favourite auntie. She just spoils him rotten. She does the shopping for him every week and buys him all the treats and sweets that he wants. She has him absolutely ruined and looks after our parents so well. She is. We kind of would be lost without her, but don't tell her that, okay? Don't tell her that. So happy birthday to her. Her birthday was today. Also, happy birthday to William Adams, whose birthday is tomorrow. I did see what age you were going to be, William, on Facebook, so I'll not announce it. Oscar is 8 today. Oscar, that comes from your daddy, Jason, and you are 8 today. Happy birthday. Also, Brian Fry, whose birthday was yesterday. And Tommy Dorns, his birthday is tomorrow, as well as Mr. Adams. So happy birthday to you all. Hope you've had a wonderful day, and I hope you have a wonderful time celebrating your birthday. But here it is from all of us, and happy birthday from everyone at Ulster Bands Forum and those watching. Happy birthday to you all. There. That means I'm staying in my mommy's good books now. Let's see what all the comments are there, because there was a few had come through. Stuart says that they all think they're Irish because they have an Irish setter. Do you know something? I don't mean any offense to any of the Americans, but the ones living over there, they just do not have a clue. Because I can remember whenever my mum and dad first went to America 25 years ago. Like all the relatives were saying about supporting NORAID and all that there, and thinking that was a good thing. I think my dad's blood pressure went sky high. My mum had to keep him calm, while they explained to them that no, that is not a good thing at all. There just is no understanding of that there, because their relatives, their grannies, their great grannies and all that there came from Ireland somewhere, from Waterford or Limerick or wherever like that there, they think they're Irish. They're not Irish, because they forget that when their granny and their granda and all those guys emigrated from Ireland, Ireland was still ruled by Britain. So, you weren't Irish, you're British, living in the island of Ireland, as they call it. John, China's, you're going to have to blog your shop and people will come in and see a real star. You're right. And we're talking about Stephen Nolan going into China's shop. Funny, I posted the clip of it on the forum the other week. Big Slim told him off. It was absolutely brilliant. He just ignored him completely. Ronnie's looking for Portrush bands tomorrow night. See what we can do. Ken Stewart says, I'm quite right. Oh, about the white and the black notes. Thank you very much, Ken. It's good to know, because I was going to go and check. And Lane's Choker says, yes, you're right. The white is natural notes and the blacks are sharps and flats. Get the accordion out tomorrow night, Valerie. To be quite honest, that would probably clear the airwaves completely. There's no problem with that.
Not true, Valerie. I've played 2 of your clips on the show and it didn't clear the room.
Thank goodness I didn't sing it. Oh my goodness. Text message Val. Oh, there's a dog there. Right, where is our next clip? We've got loads of clips. What time is it? It's 10 to 10 and we've still got loads of clips to get through. So let's get moving on. Pride of the Hill. Pride of the Hill Rathfriland, I take it this is. Playing at Corbett's Parade. They are playing Time to Say Goodbye. What? Who's saying that? Or what group released that? What is that? I don't know it. Maybe don't want to hear it. Play it and we'll hear it. Boardman and Andrea Botticelli were the singers of that one. Roy managed to tell me while it was playing. Brian Goody said, you get yours out, Valerie, and I will get mine out and play along with you tomorrow night. Would you like to clarify that in any way, Brian? I sincerely hope we're still talking accordions here. China is jealous of the colour party there. He says, Gerda colour parties get on my wick. That's just because they're so good, China. That's jealousy there. Betty McCubbin says, hi from Sister McCubbin. Hello, Sister McCubbin. Saltcoats in Scotland. Hope you're well, Valerie. I am very good, Betty. And you reminded me, and Tad, and look, I promise, look, I had it written down and I forgot it. So today, the Reverend Usher Greer, can't speak. The Reverend Usher Greer Women's Lodge from Banbridge celebrated their 100th anniversary, 100 years for their lodge. So we want to wish them a very happy 100th birthday. And just a wee bit about them, because I had to take a wee look because I didn't know what it was or who they were named after. So it was formed in Banbridge District Hall. That's the Reverend Usher Greer, WLOL number 41. And it was named in honour of the Reverend Richard Usher Greer, chaplain of the 36th Ulster Division, 8th Battalion Royal Irish Rifles, and the rector of St Patrick Parish Church, who had passed away 5 years before they got the warrant from the Association of Loyal Orange Women. The lodge goes from strength to strength, with WLOL 41 being nominated in both AOLOL categories at the Orange Community Awards back in March and winning the award for lodge membership increase. Thank you so much. The warrant was requested and granted to Sister Jeannie Ferguson. And thank you to you for having the foresight to start the lodge. And God willing, you have a long time to go, and we'll get all meeting up, sisters in the lodges, to celebrate your centenary. And I know that there was a ladies' lodge in Londonderry who were due to celebrate their centenary this year as well. And then, of course, COVID. So that didn't happen either. So happy birthday to all the ladies of WLOL 041. Now, another Air Force band, another bit of Mamma Mia, or ABBA. So this one is Mamma Mia, played by the Oman Royal Air Force. Roy, that one. Let's get back to a little bit of normality. This is one of our own. This is Ballylone Concert Flute Band. And this is a wee pop tune that I do remember and I absolutely loved. It's one called All About the Bass. have to say, every time I see those really, really big flutes, I know that there'll be a name for them. But I always think of what do they call it? Up the side of the house for the drain pipes for the water. Drain pipe. That's what I think of every time I see them. I think, Ken Stewart, I hope you're still watching, because I think that would be fantastic in an accordion band. So get that sorted for me so I can get to hear it. That could be Star of Noga's next lockdown video. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. Now, where are we going to go next? We're going to break our rules now for the next one, but we thought it's a good cause. So Roy has, you'll have heard us slagging. Contrabass Penny says they call me. I just call them drain pipes Penny, because that is all they put me on. And there's really good sound of them. They just need more of them. They need to be louder, or they need to be amped or something to get that big that they have. Right. So Roy has recently, I'm sure you will have seen us slagging and all that there, taken to the drone footage, which I think gives a nice difference to the parades and all that kind of stuff. We've slagged him a lot about crashing them, which has happened a couple of times through no fault of his own. He tells me that it's the software, etc.
Well, that's why they got fixed and replaced for free.
But this is an example of his work. He took this little clip at Castledurg Young Loyalist Parade there in a couple of weeks ago. So let's have a look and see the effects that we can get from drones. I think it's wonderful the way the videographers and the photographers are trying to, do new things. Neil's clip the other week where he was working the same band with 2 different cameras and varying between them was really impressive. So let's see. You have a high standard to live up to after Neil's, Roy. Let's see how you get on. Really, really, really good, Roy. And I know that that was kind of your first or second night out. Really good. At the beginning, it started really high, and I was thinking, oh, I wonder, can I go closer? And then you did. You went closer, which is really, really good. And I suppose the more you do it, the smoother you'll get at it, and the better you'll get at various different shots and flyovers and all that kind of stuff.
Exactly. I was trying to run around that night as well with I had the drone controls at the still camera, and Michelle was walking them with the gimbal with the mobile. So she got the sort of the ground footage, and then there's more of it as well where they're playing the bass drums, or not the bass drums, the lambegs at the pubs.
Yeah.
And you get the full view out round.
Over the band where, like where you went in over their head, that would have been lovely, just a wee hair and slower. But again, Mason has a couple of the drones in the house, and I couldn't work with a remote control car, never mind something up in the air. And I definitely wouldn't have the nerve to fly it over somebody's head. But that's really good. I mean, that's you can kind of tell where the future of videography is going with that one. Now, just a couple more clips this evening. I can see that the usual ones are skipping off because they have runs to do with grandchildren, all that kind of there. John Hewitt is having to go because I know he always does his run with his grandchildren around this time. And here we are going to go to, there was probably a few clips of this band that Roy could have picked because they do put some crackers out for indoor contests and stuff like that there. And I know that there is, I'm fairly certain they've done ABBA ones. They've, of course, done Run by Snow Patrol, but this one is also a cracker. It is Daydream by Believer by Dunloy Accordion Band. Superb there. I love that. Monkeys, of course, sang that one there. I loved that song. and it's just equally as nice on the accordion. So, come to your last chin of the night. Thank you all for joining us. I hope you have enjoyed Roy's picks. I have to say that I think we're converting them to the accordion. Absolutely do. There's been some good ones in it tonight.
The Askers have picked uplifting accordion ones, and I just like Monkeys, the Daydream Believer, so that was why that one got chosen.
Oh, excuses. You're just not willing to admit it. I think we've slowly converted them. But join us tomorrow night. And now tomorrow night is originally my picks, but what I'll try and do is get a lot of your requests that you asked for in tonight and see if we can get any other ones from previous weeks. So hopefully it'll be a crowd pleaser. I'll try not to throw anything too out of the way into it. I'll maybe stay away from Moscow and from Oman and all those places tomorrow night. We've been on enough of a journey tonight. We'll just stay home tomorrow night. Maybe go to Scotland and England a little bit. But join us tomorrow night at 8 o'clock as always. We're going to finish the show this evening with a song that was out. Well, it originally was out quite a few years ago. I think it was Simon and Garfunkel, wasn't it? Had it originally, and then it was re-brought out a few years ago. Can't remember what you called the group. Sound of Silence, absolutely fantastic. Your man's voice is haunting in the recent version of it, but this one is by Clochfern Conquerors. So until tomorrow night, Keith, you had said you were dropping off because you've been up from 5 a.m. So hopefully this one will put you to sleep in a good way. But until then, see you all tomorrow night at 8 o'clock. Keep safe, and until then, keep the foots to the myth because we're coming to the tune.
when England's glorious sun in 1688 was overcast with treason's cloud and popery stood elate, that up arose her Protestants, the peasant and the peer, and vowed the chain of perjure James that they would not dainty wear. They sought them out a prudent chief to guide their heart and zeal, to lead them on that victory might bless their flashing steel. And who so fit to guide that host in all its bright array as William, Prince of Orange, ere he landed at Torbay? Then up arose the mighty chief and left his native shore, and rode upon the stormy waves our freedom to restore. Upon his flag was blazoned forth, high fluttering o'er the main, that our religion and our laws he ever would maintain. 'Twas then in gallant style he stood upon the vessel's prow, with victory on his flashing sword and wisdom on his brow. And tens of thousands greeted him upon his natal day, when he, our glorious Orange chief, first landed at Torbay. Come, brethren of the Orange bond, a bond ne'er to be riven. Whene'er we give great William's name, a bumper must be given. For if you'd fire a fou de joie to him who victory won, come prime and load and see you get charge into your gun. The eloquence of bumpers full, there's nothing can surpass. There's naught expresses kindred soul like friendship's social glass. And thus we give our song and toast with 3 times 3 huzzah, the memory of King William and his landing at Torbay. The memory of King William and his landing at Torbay.